Imagine waking up tomorrow, logging into your dashboard, and finding your funded accounts and assets completely frozen by regulators. That nightmare became a reality for thousands of traders during the collapse of MyForexFunds and the 2025 regulatory sweeps by the CFTC and ESMA. These interventions effectively forced the industry to abandon opaque virtual-only models in favor of the institutional-grade infrastructure required in 2026. Because of this regulatory shift, intermediate traders have to shift their strategy. Low evaluation fees are a secondary concern when compared to a firm's legal and financial stability. Regulators now demand transparency regarding liquidity. Firms like FTMO and The5ers have survived by providing proof of liquidity provision, ensuring they aren't simply betting against their own traders. Your objective is partnering with a solvent entity. You need the institutional infrastructure to ensure a $50,000 payout actually clears and hits your bank account. As the industry consolidated, two highly regulated survivors emerged as the dominant benchmarks, FTMO and The5ers. Both firms are legitimate, but they utilize drawdown rules and capital scaling models that favor different trading styles. You have to choose between a model built for conservative reliability and one designed for aggressive compounding. Choosing between them requires moving past the marketing to evaluate how their specific drawdown and scaling rules impact your long-term equity. To succeed, you have to stop operating with the mindset of a retail gambler looking for a quick payout and start evaluating these platforms as a trading CEO looking for a long-term business partner. The single most critical metric for your survival as a funded trader is the drawdown limit. For years, the industry standard was trailing drawdown. This rule calculates your failure level based on your account's peak unrealized profit rather than your actual balance. This graph plots an equity curve rising from $100,000 to $104,000. As you profit, the trailing drawdown line ratchets upward, locking your failure point at $99,000. This creates an equity trap where a normal pullback triggers a breach. Professional traders demand balance-based static drawdown. The failure line remains fixed at your starting threshold. If you grow your account to $110,000, your failure point stays at $90,000, building a $20,000 profit cushion. Balance-based drawdowns protect your quantitative edge by providing the breathing room necessary to manage standard market volatility without artificially shrinking your risk window. Moving past the account rules, you have to evaluate technical execution to avoid the slippage trap. Shadow brokers are firms that utilize unregulated price feeds to manipulate order fills and inflate their own margins at your expense. Top-tier platforms like FTMO invest millions into proprietary server infrastructure and direct liquidity bridges to keep order execution clean and transparent. This bar chart compares UR/USD spreads during a major news event. The proprietary server stays under 3 pips, while the shadow broker spikes to 50. These spikes are deliberate B-book mechanics designed to trigger stop losses and force liquidations. Without institutional-grade execution, a profitable strategy is useless. Artificial slippage will continuously erode your edge until the strategy fails. Once you have reliable execution, the objective is scaling your capital allocation to the $1 million ceiling. FTMO relies on a conservative scaling model, increasing your capital by 25% every 4 months if you process payouts and stay profitable. The5ers uses a hyper-growth model, which doubles your capital at every 10% profit milestone. This projection plots both paths over 12 months. FTMO's increments reach roughly 156,000, while the The5ers doubling model rapidly scales past 400,000. However, this hypergrowth enforces stricter consistency clauses, requiring disciplined systems to progress. Your choice of scaling model dictates your required trading frequency and how rigidly you must manage volatility. The modern prop space also introduces psychological challenges, specifically the removal of the traditional 30-day evaluation limit. The infinite time rule can be a trap. Without a deadline, many traders lose urgency and slowly bleed equity on low-quality setups they would otherwise avoid. This chart maps trading habits. While firms give you infinite time, successful traders implement self-imposed 60-day deadlines to maintain the professional momentum needed to pass. Finally, you must verify the firm's liquidity. The 2026 standard requires a platform to provide public, anonymized blockchain ledgers of their payouts. Verifying Tether or USDC transaction hashes on a block explorer is the only way to prove a firm possesses liquid treasury reserves. Demanding immutable on-chain proof ensures you are partnering with a transparent entity rather than a firm recycling registration fees to pay out old winners. Selecting a firm requires a clear understanding of your own trading identity and risk tolerance. Conservative swing traders prioritizing static drawdowns align with FTMO. Aggressive system traders rapidly compounding capital through doubling milestones map to the 5ers. Regardless of your path, both require a foundation of institutional execution and tight spreads. In 2026, success requires treating your prop firm selection as a strategic business partnership. To pass these stringent evaluations, your practice environment must perfectly mirror live market conditions. FXNX provides that institutional-grade environment. Our NX AI tools and 0.0 pip spread infrastructure ensure your backtests are performed under professional conditions. Download the 2026 Prop Firm Comparison Matrix to see a side-by-side technical breakdown of spreads and commissions across the industry titans. Success depends on your ability to combine this institutional-grade environment with a clear understanding of the math behind your payout. With those components in place, you are equipped to scale your allocation as a professional trader.